Hey everybody, welcome back to the Vertigo Table. I am Ryan Doyle. This is on this side of me, Zarek, Odin's Key Gaming, the force behind Indominant. What's up, man? How you doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell the folks at home what you're bringing to the table with Indominant and where they can get their hands on it because it's a little bit of a moving target, but this will be out in about 3, maybe 4 weeks, so it should be settled.
Okay. Yeah, we have a pre-order page, so we already had our successful backer kit campaign. You can go to our backer kit page and it'll take you to our pre-order store, and you can order your books, and then we'll be delivering early to mid next year. Well, I should say just mid of next year, we'll deliver the physical books, and then digital goods will come like 2 months before that because that's how long it takes to manufacture and ship. So yeah, and then we've got a website, we've got a Discord page or Discord server where everybody can join and chat and learn about the game. We got quite a few folks that are very active in our Discord every day, and they're exploring the game. We have some folks that have been running games in the server, so lots of good stuff. And by the time this is out, there will be a playtest packet. So if you support on our pre-order page, you'll get access to playtest, and so you'll get to see more than just what's in the free primer.
Nice. And that free primer has level like 5 levels of content in it. It's already
Yes,
like you can start playing this game tomorrow. It is
exactly. Yeah,
a robust system already.
yeah. It's got everything. It's not missing chunks of content in the sense of like some power sets, but it's the first 5 levels of the game. It's everything though, all the rules, all the first 5 levels. So lots to explore and have fun, and then we'll be expanding on that as we get closer to manufacturing. Once we finish
Sweet.
testing is when we'll go into like layout and all that fun jazz. So
Yeah, we got into layout a little bit.
yeah,
Two two people who have been forced the hard way to figure out how all that stuff works.
yeah,
Last time I gushed a lot about the character creation because it is just highly customizable. Go check me out. Just being super excited about all the character creation tinkery to find your perfect superhero fantasy setup. But what else is cool about the game? What other sparkly bits did I not let you talk about the first time?
yeah. We've got some special mechanics. So like our version of advantage and disadvantage, because we're a D20 system, we call it dominance and weakness. And instead of like roll two dice or multiple, because some games will have stacking advantage and keep the highest die, you will add, and based on how many stacks of dominance or weakness you would subtract, but for dominance you would add that second die to your D20. And the easiest way I explain it is you treat that extra die as if it's part of your D20. So you start by adding a D4, and then it goes D6, D8, D10, D12, D20.
Hmm.
Uh, so you can roll two D20 and add them together, and you could get a natural 40, like, and then have your modifiers after that. Um, that's rare and hard to do, but it's very rewarding. Um, so it increases your critical hit chance. So like if I have two stacks of dominance and I'm adding a D6 to my D20, and I roll on my D20 like let's say a 15, and on my D6 I roll a 5, that would make it a natural 20. You don't count your modifiers to that part, but you still add them in case it's not a crit. But yes, and then it also does the same on the other end of the spectrum. If you roll a 2 and a 1 and you have weakness, then you'll have a critical miss. So um,
That's cool. I like a shifting incremental
mhm.
die like that. I feel like you don't see that a lot, and it's I don't know if intuitive is the right word, but like immediate. Like
Mhm.
it's clear.
You
Like
feel it. Yeah.
you feel
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
immediately. Of
Since you're
like, yeah,
adding
oh,
it feels automatically better. I don't know. But it's like a really big foundational piece of the game design. So like status effects and stuff like that, they'll give you stacks of dominance. And so
mm,
that's actually partly what makes the game so teamwork oriented is you're working together it's not like explicit, but people work together to get stacks of dominance as much as they can. That way they can get a critical hit easier and stuff like that. So yeah. Um, and then outside of that, we have drive, which is, you can think about it as mana, but that's how you use your powers. You have base powers that you can always use. They don't cost any drives, but that's like our power resource. And every archetype has their own way to recover some. And
Hmm.
so that kind of like fits their play style. Like a bruiser, when they hit somebody or when they get hit, they gain drive, and so that like fuels them to keep fighting and using higher tier powers. Whereas like a guardian, they do it when they like buff their allies because they're like a leader, or when they like deflect an attack or shrug off something, they'll gain drive back. So that's another very fun one. It Because of the way it interacts with the archetypes, it really kind of reinforces that role that your character plays. Um, Another one would be the action economy. We call it a hybrid system. It's kind of like D&D's set actions and Pathfinder's action points, or I know they just call them actions, but Pathfinder's an action point system. And so it's a mixture of those two. Like you have a main action that always costs 2 action points. You have a minor action that always costs 1. A movement action will cost 1 the first time you use it, and then 2 every time after. Um,
Hmm.
and then you'll have a reaction that's independent of your action points. But um, oddly enough, we had some folks that played recently that had always played D&D, and they said it was easier to like manage their turn because of that system. Not They were like thinking it would be a lot harder because you have to count the action points, but once you're done, you're done. Like you spent your action points. It's not like, oh, did I use that one type of action? And you can mix and match these any way you see fit. You can do like 2 main actions because you have 4 action points to spend on a turn, or you could do like 4 minor actions, or you could move and do 3 minor actions. So there's a lot of combinations you can do that way, but it keeps it like simple enough, from what people say that have played the game. So
Yeah, in my limited experience, I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of people playing 5e being like, I'm not sure if my turn is over or not. Hold on. Like that should be clear. And yeah, it can sound more complex to go to a points-based system, however you want to frame the terminology of it all.
mm-hmm.
But it is once you get over the tiny speed bump of a learning curve of any new terminology,
Mm-hmm.
it's way clearer because like, okay, I got 3 things to spend, and this costs 2. I've got 1 more. This costs 1. I have no more things. End of turn. Not
Right.
like, well, do I have a bonus action? Did I use all my like?
Yeah.
No, clean points. Here's action coupons. You can spend them. Now you're out of
Right. Right.
coupons. Get back to me later.
Yeah, exactly. It's like cut and dry is probably a good way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the last one is our momentous actions, which is like, it's really superhero. It's the like, you kind of give it your all, like the last shot kind of thing, self-sacrifice to try to like save the day. So it's like jump in front of a bullet type of thing. If you can't normally lift something, you can use your momentous action to like lift up a car, um, things like that. It's like exceed your limits, but there's consequences for that. So it's not just something you just do willy-nilly, and you always only have 1 per game session. um, and yeah, so you kind of got to use it at the right time, but it lets you do that like superhero thing. It's a lot of fun.
I love it. I love a system that knows what it's trying to do and incentivizes the kind of play and like the kind of story it's
Mm-hmm.
looking for. And just anything that is incentivizing teamwork
Mm-hmm.
always gets my juices flowing of like, oh, you should pay attention and care about what the other players are doing as well, not just sit around and wait for the turn to come back to you.
Right, right, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So
Sick. All right, there are links down below. You don't even have to type stuff. You just got to click stuff.
yeah.
Check out Indominant and all. They're just getting started over there, folks. There's some
Mhm.
cool stuff on the way. In the meantime, we're gonna roll up Perchance a super character on the Game Master's Compendium of Explosive Creation. I know you got some digital dice handy. So archetypes in this are essentially backgrounds, like origin. Um, do any of these jump out at you as appealing or adaptable, or do we just want to trust the chaotic dice gods and roll some dice
Embrace the
about it?
chaos. Yeah, let's do some. What's the word? Why is it falling off? The just let the story happen. What's the word? We just said it. You just said it to me earlier.
Emergent? I say
Yes,
emergent a lot.
yes.
Okay.
Emergent story. Let's embrace the emergent story and the chaos.
Cool. In that case, give me a D100, please and thank you.
100. Oh, does this thing let me do a D100? I guess I can just do two D10s. 30.
30 is going to be an emissary.
Ooh, okay.
I like it. Now, traditionally, if you had physical dice, I would ask you to roll a fistful because it's way more fun. But on a digital dice roller, I imagine it's going to be way, way tidier to go one at a time here. So let's start with our D20, and that's going to be drives, dreams, and aspirations are. What's our
Um, I,
motivation here?
I'll actually be able to do all of them, I think.
Oh,
Pretty
sick.
soon.
All right.
So you want
Four,
me to just
six,
go
8,
all the
10,
way?
12, 20. Yeah, it's fun. It's splashy.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with the D20.
Please.
Okay, I got a 9.
9. So our emissary desires to forge alliances to help liberate their home.
Ooh, that's a good drive. I like that D20 section. It's like I was mentioning in the other video, the callings for characters in Indominant. I think that's like a very important part of having a good character is like what's driving their decisions, what is their goal. So I like it.
And in the like world building of Indominant, like it's interplanetary, it's intergalactic. So like,
Mhm.
maybe they're from like the next town over, but they could be they could be from
A
very
different
far away
planet.
as
Yeah, yeah.
well.
They like came from their planet and they're trying to find, make friends on other planets so that they can save their home planet. I think that works.
I like it.
Works very well.
All right, D12 Catalyst Call to Adventure. Why are we
I got an 11.
out here doing stuff?
Ooh,
Whoa, a romantic dalliance with a betrothed royal. I took a
okay.
turn.
Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I guess with the liberation, actually, that makes sense if you think about it. Um, like maybe part of the liberation is like they're betrothed to somebody that's like, you know, in control of their planet. I guess though that doesn't fit because this would be willing, but I mean, it's like the Romeo and Juliet. They weren't supposed to fall in love, but they did. Um,
I, I mean, that's like a grand romantic gesture of like you fall in love with the princess. You're just, I mean, even if you're like some low level bureaucrat or something, but like clearly she can't marry you. So
hmm.
to solve that problem, you're going to overthrow the monarchy.
I like it. Yes, I like it.
Because then she'll be available. If she's not slated to
Right.
rule, then she can do whatever.
That's great.
Okay, D8 potential growth character arc. This is the sort of stuff that I like to play out at the table, but if you have some sort of inkling going into it, you can kind of shape
Um,
a story as you go.
I got a D8. That should be a 7.
7. From shaky in a second language to fully fluent.
Okay. I think that could make sense with like, being an emissary and you're trying to like, get new forge alliances. So maybe part of that story is learning the language of that other group of people. I think it makes
Are
sense.
there Do you mess with languages in Indominant? It's kind of like a sci-fi. A lot of times that gets hand waved as like, yeah, there's a babblefish in your ear. Like we doesn't matter what someone's saying. Or do you have is like language an
Mechanically,
issue?
oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, no.
Mechanically, no, but we let people like play it out. Generally, what we say is like as part of the IDC, the Intergalactic Defense Council, like one of their things is English has become, for whatever reason, English has
Hmm.
become the standard language that everybody speaks across the universe. Um, doesn't mean there's no other languages, and so sometimes like people will play it where like if you're the Cenarian home planet, that's one of our alien species. Um, there's people speaking in Cenarian, and so you don't understand them maybe unless you have a Cenarian on your team or something like that. So people play with it, and I don't want to go on a tangent, but I think that's just some of the beauty of sometimes you don't need rules to have like fun elements like that. You don't
Mm.
really need to get into the minutia of like how many languages does your character know. Like just we all understand like okay, you can speak a language or you don't. So yeah.
There is some situations where by the game providing options, it's actually limiting those
Hmm.
options in a way. And it's like case by case, but yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree with you in that. Just like leaving things open-ended tends to be my preference, let's say.
Yeah. It's like opt
Um,
in. That way, it's like if you
yeah.
don't want to worry about languages, you don't have to. But if you do, everybody understands the concept of different languages. So it's kind of it's not like it requires a bunch of homebrew to add languages, unless you want to like create words for that language.
And there's like, okay, we're all speaking English, but like we're literally from different planets, so our frame of reference is different, right? So like
Right.
we might be using the same words, but they're, different like idioms or just
Right. Right.
whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, like Yoda
Oh,
grammar.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, what is
Yeah.
this guy on about? Um,
Exactly.
okay, so do you have any inkling of like what type of character we're rolling up here, like mechanically? Like what
Hmm. Like in Indominant specifically.
yeah, yeah. Is anything like speaking to you or
Hmm. I think in a way, one of our stretch goals actually we unlocked was a different calling, the socialite. And I
hmm.
think to a slight degree that fits with like an emissary who's going to other planets to forge alliances. Like they're whenever they go to a new planet or like a new society, they're trying to like become well known and well liked. And so they're sort of a public figure, so I think at least that part to me is definitely clear. It's like that calling of I want to be like a renowned person or a famous person so that we can build these alliances and I can save my home planet.
Like it? All right, the D4 is going to give us a friendly faction.
I got a 2.
A 2, the Stacks, a high ceiling library where librarians speak and translate many languages. There's our languages again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that kind of fits too, right? It's like it could be a sci-fi library or like what do they normally call them? Like a archive, like a digital
Mm.
archive.
Yeah,
So
it's like server stacks. Yeah, I
yeah.
like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. Yeah, and then I guess as a faction, it's like that wealth of knowledge, and maybe that's what the character uses to kind of um, like fit in at the new planets. They when they're
Mm.
trying to like make these alliances, they have this wealth of knowledge as a resource to them from one of the stacks, their friendly faction. I like it.
That's cool. And they could, yeah, it's a resource and they want things. They want to
Mhm.
learn things or add to the collection or get
Yeah,
some
maybe or
products
that
out.
also helps them find out like what um, potential alliances would be a good fit or like would even be possible, you know? Um,
I just had this flash, like it would be wild if your character just like knew random things about the other characters' backstories. It's like, yeah, I looked you up, man. It's like, whoa,
right.
how do you know that?
Yeah. I've got an archive.
Yeah, I got friends. Okay, speaking of friends, D6 is going to be an asset and an ally, kind of drilling down more to like an NPC type character.
Yeah, I got a 1.
Number one is Dame Adelia Hale, an aristocrat who can help navigate high society in exchange for stories. Click. That fits. So yeah, maybe
Okay.
she's. I don't know if she works for the Stacks, but I feel like she's a like a donor. Like she holds like dinner parties to like raise funds for them or something for
Oh
like
yeah,
server
that's a
maintenance or
cool way
something.
to approach that. Yeah. Um, that makes sense. I was thinking another option could be since you're an emissary for like your home planet, um, even though you're trying to free the people, like maybe she's an aristocrat at your home planet, but she's kind
Hmm.
of like friendly to you and like, supports your goals, or I guess our goals with the character we're creating. Um,
That's yours. Sorry, I'm just here. I'm here for the ride.
no, no, we're doing it together. But I like your idea too. It's like maybe an alliance that was already forged, and it's like you said, like they help connect you to new groups of people that you can forge alliances with. It's like that kind of like friends in high places kind of thing, what we were talking about, right? I think either one works, but I kind of, let's lean towards yours. I like yours better because the
Yeah,
idea
I
is you're
was
going to like liberate your people at home. So somebody at your home maybe doesn't make the most sense.
well, it could be, maybe she's from where we're from.
Mm-hmm.
She acts like she's the reason, she's the matchmaker here, right? She didn't realize we were going after whatever the
Right.
princess or prince. And maybe like is in hot water. Some sort
Yeah.
of
Right.
uh
Oh yeah, that like
blowback.
her into the backstory too, where it's like if your secret love gets found out, like she's in danger too. Yeah, that's good. I
So now
like
she's
that.
she's on vacation on whatever Earth, whatever planet we may be basing
Right.
this current adventure on.
Yeah. I like it.
I like it. Okay, I'm curious about this one. D10 is a magic item or more of like a trinket sort of thing. I'm curious. Sometimes these take a little more adjusting to fit into like a more sci-fi setting.
Yeah, conceptually, like the way we handle things like Mjolnir, for example, for Thor,
Mm, hmm
is like it's not an item you need to necessarily hold. Or like if you have special, like Iron Man's suit wouldn't count as like equipment. Um,
mm,
so those types of like magic items don't have any mechanics tied to them. But we do have consumables and costume upgrades, and we have something that we haven't like locked in or decided if we're going to include it or not, but artifacts, which would be sort of like our version of magic items. But they're, some of them might literally be magical items, whereas others might be like, um, the idea behind them is they're like one of a kind objects, right? So one that I've thought of is like a Thaumatech is the magic technology hybrid that I had told you about last time. It's a Thaumatech, oh gosh, quantum locking disk. And so I don't know if you know what quantum locking is, but it's like this disk could lock its like X and Y axis and only move in like the Z axis or something. Um, Stuff like that. It's non-combat related, but like useful tools that can, help you get around or solve problems, things like that. So there's definitely a way to apply that for sure.
I love stuff like that, and I can't believe we're an hour two now, and I it's written down in front of me, and I did not ask you about costume upgrades.
Yeah, no
Give,
worries.
give me more detail on that. Is that purely cosmetic, or is there?
There's a mechanic, yeah. So it's a philosophy we do with a lot of things. We try to give like some flavor that lets you have a starting off point to create like, more of the detailed flavor of
Mhm.
things. And so we have costume upgrades, you've got modifications and materials. And so the idea is certain materials might like make you like protect you more, things like that. And then modifications would be, I don't know, like you could think of it as like maybe a cape or like Batman's like uh finned or fanged uh
Mm.
gauntlets where it's like it helps him block stuff. So modifications would be like that, where it's like it's not just something that's woven into the material, it's like attachment per se to your costume.
Sick. Okay.
So yeah,
Give me your D10, and hopefully this will, I don't know, make sense on a utility belt, or we could do some adjusting. What'd you get on the 10?
I got number 6.
Number 6, insightful
Ooh,
cravat. Gently tightens on wearer's neck when the person is being lied to. Okay.
interesting. I think magic
Okay.
works here, because we have magic in the setting. Maybe it's like some special spell of sorts that detects lies, or we could go sci-fi, right? And like a lie detector, it's like a specialized miniature lie detector that can, I don't know, maybe it like scans their body for like specific, like their heart rate, temperature, if they're sweating, things like that. And that way it doesn't like alert the other person to you knowing that they're lying. It just like restricts on your neck a little bit.
Yeah, it's not just like a flashing red light and an alarm.
Right.
It's like-
What's going on? Why'd that thing just start beeping? Uh,
uh,
Maybe that'll have to be an artifact now.
we'll take it with my blessing. All right, so we're gonna turn the page in a second and go more towards like the game master adventure side of
Okay.
the equation. But anything on the character side, we didn't really get too far into like power set here.
Yeah,
Anything
you'll
like
know better than me. Will like the next page kind of facilitate that stuff more or no?
no, it's a little more applicable to like it's like the world building side of it. Like you're
Okay, okay.
getting on the next page, we're gonna get a faction, an NPC, uh, a location, and maybe that's a set piece battle or something else. And then monsters, which is also always a fun creative process to like whoop,
Hmm.
genre shift, and then
Yeah.
plot hooks. Um,
Hmm.
which
I
yeah,
don't know, I
I
guess
mean it feels pretty open ended here, honestly. But
it is, yeah. We didn't really like hit anything that made us go in one direction. I feel like maybe for an emissary though, at least like a useful power set would be psionics, so they can have like
mm,
telepathy and
mm,
telekinesis, because those have like some subtleties, right? Maybe that helps you keep your secret love interest. Like that's how you guys communicate, or maybe that just like helps facilitate your ventures, trying to forge alliances, is communicating with people secretively. So that could be one.
yeah, it makes sense because it's not giving like brute blaster. We're
Right.
more subtle. We're more, maybe
Yeah.
it's team cohesion stuff or like
Right. Right.
information gathering or just, you know,
Yeah. I was
charm
thinking super
offensives.
archetype guardian, because like the,
Hmm.
the the idea of like building an alliance, it's like a leader, a team, somebody who's like putting together a team, like you said. So I think that could make a lot of sense. I guess I mentioned scenarios, but like maybe aliens have a way to like they can touch somebody and they pretty much create like a telepathic link where both people can communicate to each other. So we could do that for the maybe like that communication side and then choose a different power set. Um, but I don't know. I do think that the psionics feels like a good fit for this kind of character in that regard, where it's like that. It's a really useful tool for the mission they're trying to accomplish, right? Um, Also, another route we could go is the idea where the power set does not help at all with this goal, and so they have to work around that, right? That can sometimes be like a super interesting storytelling mechanic, or like a aspect is like, maybe they're just like super strength, like they're super strong, and it's like, how do they use that to like communicate with people and sort of create friendships? Um, so that could be like an interesting alternative route.
I like that of kind of just like the resigned, like, all right, well, I guess the talking didn't work. And you like, whatever,
Right, right.
unbutton your top button and Hulk out or whatever the case is.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I like that.
Cool. Okay, let us go to page 2 here. And yeah, we we talked about rolling for stats before. You can roll 4 d6s and a d20, or we can one at a time them.
We'll do 46s in order. and then a d20. Okay, first
So
one was a 4.
four. That is going to be an antagonistic organization. So a faction that is not a super big fan of us. For the Emerald Delegation, diplomats from another realm who are haughty and dismissive.
Hmm. I wonder if maybe that's like the faction that's sort of that you're trying to overthrow on your
Mm,
planet. I think that's maybe a good fit. Or maybe like, yeah, maybe they're foreign, but they've sort of like inserted themselves into your home planet's society and like overtaken that society and created that sort of like monarchy or what have you that you're trying to overthrow.
I like the idea of like, I don't know, just that one Star Wars shot of the Senate, right? This is the representation that's coming to the INC,
Hmm.
and yeah, we're actively working against them, even if it's in the shadows.
Right, right. Yeah. I guess it kind of makes me think of the Reach from DC.
Mm,
Know about that?
mm.
That's with Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle. They're like they come to Earth and they're like these beneficial aliens. They bring technology and things like that. And they create, at least in the animated series where they showed up, I think it was Young Justice season 2 or 3. They create like this drink, it's like a soda drink, and that creates some problem. I want to say I might be mixing up stories, but like it does something to the people, whether it makes them like pliable or it puts something where like they can activate some technology that like knocks them unconscious or something. I can't remember specifically. I'm totally mixing up stories because there's like a Stargate SG-1 episode where
Mm.
something like that happens. It's like this high super advanced species or like group of people come and they're really beneficial. They like cure cancer, they cure all these things, but then humans become infertile. And so like the people from Earth start dying off because they're not having children. And so I might be mixing those two stories, but um either way, I think it kind of like applies, right? Where they've like inserted themselves into our home planet society and they're really sinister, even if they on the surface appear not to be. And maybe that's why we're trying to overthrow them.
There's a very fine line between like being helped and like being tamed, essentially,
Hmm.
right? Like, oh, these
Yeah,
guys are great.
exactly.
Three
Yeah.
square meals. I just can never leave this one room. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. I like that actually. Yeah. I need to revisit Stargate. It's been a long time, and you mentioned it twice now, and it's just like, man, I
Target
gotta
issue one's
finish that.
great.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Even the movie, I haven't seen the movie in decades, probably.
Oh yeah, the original movie is also great.
hmm
Yeah.
Okay. The second D6 is going to give us an NPC, and maybe it's a super, maybe it's just some jerk. Who knows?
Yeah.
But a rival or an enemy.
I got a 2.
Two, Cypher. That's a good super name. Pseudonym of a mysterious figure undermining peace efforts from the shadows.
Oh, that's like perfect. It's like writing itself. That's somebody. I wonder if maybe like maybe we don't know who they are, but obviously because that's what it says. But every time we try to like set up these alliances, there's somebody that like breaks down the sort of like peace agreements, right? And so that's like a battle we're always fighting everywhere we go. I
Yeah,
think
it's one
that
thing to have
that's
a
like perfect.
nemesis. It's another to like not be able to put your finger on it. It's like he's
Right,
always
right.
one
It's a
step ahead.
mysterious figure. Yeah. It's like somebody you see lurking in the shadows, maybe like as you've gone to these different planets to find these other people, like you'll see out the corner of your eye, like somebody in the shadows that just like disappears, like a rogue figure or whatever. It's like they're always there when things go wrong, like the agreements fall apart.
Hmm.
uh, Interesting. It's awesome. I'm liking how you set this up in a way. It's like I definitely would have to like read more, but it seems like you have some really good ideas where they intertwine very well, even though they're random. And so it's like any combination kind of work together.
That's the core concept and like the creative challenge of it all was like I want it to be like punchy and detailed, but like wildly open-ended so that
Right.
they can click together like Lego blocks. And
Yeah.
I love taking this into, because this is very, again, fantasy, faux medieval coded at base, but adapting it for other types of stories and games is a lot of fun because I think, yeah, there's like an essential nugget that you can just like bring along with you.
Mhm.
And then my game master mind turns on of like, okay, cool. Like there's this mysterious evil figure in the shadows. Like, oh, that could be four of the people, like everyone that we mentioned so far, right? Like it could be the
Right.
princess for whatever reason, or it's some other character's
Yeah.
somebody, fallen brother or who knows what.
Right.
Um, so yeah, there was an early draft of this that was called Connections, and my wife convinced me that sounds like a sociology textbook, and I think she's right. So
Yeah. I like it. I like
thank
the
her for that.
where you went with it.
Um, okay, so D6, the third is going to give us an evocative location. Maybe this is a big throwdown or like a significant plot point.
Number one. I got a
Number
one.
one, the Chamber of Conversation, ornate structure, suffused in abjuration wards and anti-magic. So like
Mm.
a sci-fi fantasy skiff, it seems.
Yeah. Actually, that like maybe that ties back to the power set where maybe we use our character has magical powers and maybe they have psionic magical powers. And so like whenever they're in this place, they have to operate without their powers. And so they have to
Hmm.
have like that baseline skill of, cooperation and maybe like persuasion and civics. In our game, we have skills. That's another thing we didn't talk about. But so like maybe they're good at those kinds of things, like the more interpersonal social skills, and they have to rely on like not rely on their powers that they're used to relying on. You know, it's like it becomes a challenge whenever they have to go there.
And I also really like you presented this idea of the contrast, the juxtaposition of like, yeah, I
Mhm.
got powers, but like they're a hassle. I don't like they don't fit with my like goals or needs. So like
Right.
maybe we're like super comfortable here. This is just like,
Oh,
okay.
right.
Even if it is Scion, and maybe this is like, Professor X needs
Yeah.
needs the voices to stop sometimes, right? Like it is
Yeah. I like the
yeah,
way
it's
you just
interesting.
took it actually more, where it's like you don't have to worry about like breaking things and like hiding. Maybe this character has to hide their powers for whatever reason.
Hmm.
Um, and like maybe that's like this place is a place of like peace for you. And like when you're there, you can kind of like be yourself and like not worry about those, you know, causing havoc with your super strength. Like, you get angry and you slam the table, and it's not like you're just gonna destroy the
I just had this flash of the Incredible Hulk like at high tea trying to like not smash
table.
up this
Right.
like, I don't know, state
Yeah.
China.
Yeah. And that's definitely the way that we're going. It's super strength character that's like the powers do not fit with their goals at all.
Oh, I love it. Okay, the final D6 is a thematic monster.
I got another four.
Four, the Pact Keepers, powerful celestials that can be summoned to witness and enforce oaths.
Hmm. Okay. I like that one. I think it works maybe like so something that we haven't talked about a lot publicly yet because we're going to develop it as we go.
Mhm.
But there are different plane or we call them dimensions because planes feels magical, but dimensions of existence. They're not different universes.
Mhm.
They're like it's in the same place, but they don't the material or whatever the matter doesn't interact,
Mhm.
and so it's like you can't see these other dimensions, but maybe these special ones, like maybe your character, for whatever reason, has like been able to open a magical portal that like connects the two. And so you can, open that connection and call upon them to kind of like help. And they, for whatever reason, they have this power that they kind of can invoke and help you.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
interdimensional like notary public. Just like shows up and stamps
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
handshake agreement. All right, the final stop on our tour, one of your favorite die, the D20, the swingy boy.
Yes.
Plot hooks, story seed, adventure ideas. You can never have enough of them. So what
Mhm.
do we get on the D20?
We got a 12.
12. Parlaying with or infiltrating a notorious smuggler's ring may be the only way behind enemy lines.
Ooh, that's a really good one, especially with that the like other society or whatever that took over the home planet, maybe one of their allies you've got to like ally yourself with and like kind of convert them to go against their already established connection with the people have that you're trying to overthrow.
I like it because it also like it implies some sort of like illicit
Right.
goods or like
Right.
black market or
Yeah, that's like the secret evil that they have. Like that's their evil connection, or kind of like one of the things that um is like a sign of the fact that their true intentions. Yeah.
Soylent Green is people. All right.
Nice.
That was cool. Anything we want to do on the character side or the adventure design side before we put this one to bed?
I don't know, maybe just like, yeah. So we said Guardian, I think, just because that like leadership role, with super strength because it's funny the like dichotomy of their goals. Um, and trying to they're driven by love to free their whole planet.
Tell us
So
all this time.
yes, yes. I don't know. I think we got to a lot of parts. Like I mentioned, the calling, of being like the socialite, the origin of magic. That way, the evocative location like gives them that peace. We and then I guess for a species type, we can stick with alien, I think, and maybe Cenarians work. They're sort of like our version of elves. They're like space elves. They've got pointy ears, but they have like tentacle hair.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet.
yeah, they're tall and slender, and sort of they fit that sort of theme of like elves in a way, but they're not actually elves. So
I mean, elves are. I feel like all the corners have been like rounded off over time. Like elves are weird. Elves should be like elves are alien. They should feel
yeah,
different. They're not just like, wow, this person is slightly more attractive than the average person. It's like, nah, this thing is from a different place, a different
yeah,
way of being. It's not
um,
just
yeah. They fit more with that in a sense, like more than beyond just the physical aspect that they look very alien. Um, but yeah, I think that's something I like that always made elves special, especially like if you go back and watch Lord of the Rings, like when Frodo goes and
hmm,
he meets the what is she's a princess or the queen. And it's like,
Galadriel was the I don't actually know what her title is, maybe,
yeah,
but they
is
like
it's
early
when
on
they
they
meet
like see some
Galadriel at the
elves and they're
tree.
like, whoa, like I can't believe it's
Yeah, like
elves.
yeah, things get a little bit weird there, right? So it's like I agree that is like they act very different. They have like no emotion. They're very like,
Hmm.
you know, they have a very different way of behaving. Um, and it's like that. Yeah, that like better than thou sort of thing too that the elves always have, right? Um, yeah. So yeah, I think
Cool.
we covered everything then. Yeah.
Love
It's
it. All right,
awesome.
I'm gonna go back to the big screen.
Yeah.
Ba-na-na-na. All right, so I know you're deep in it and have been deep in it for some time, but coming up for air for a second, what's like the most exciting thing, at least like right now for you in the creative process with Indominant? What are you like pumped to like complete or get in people's hands or like work on next or what's what what's bright and shiny for you at this moment in time?
That is a great question because So we've always had this idea. By the way, something I didn't mention before either. We have built the whole game, but we haven't play tested anything beyond level 5.
Hmm.
So we've been modifying things as like we've grown the game and like our philosophies. And one of those things is signature powers. They used to be something that like think of them as like a 10th level or a ninth level spell in D&D. Like you get towards the end of your character level progression, and we've since changed them, and they were a preset thing. So it was like, supernova, it would be a signature power. And the word signature power, though, when it's signature, sounds like your signature move,
Hmm.
right? And so we've changed that to be a system that you get access to at level 6, and you create your own power. So all of our
Hmm.
powers, you're selecting from pre-made powers for combat, and then you can use your powers in very creative ways outside of combat. And so this is the only power that you get to fully customize and make your own. Um, and so the signature power system, it's custom signature powers, is something I'm extremely excited for. The first time I've play tested it will be Saturday.
Ooh.
So in 2 days, where I'm playing with some folks, we have like an internal test, and they're going to be the first time I've played with somebody who's using that. So um, very exciting. People are like super excited about it when we've shared it a bit with our folks in Discord, and so I think that's the thing that's most exciting. And just like ironing out the kinks as we go. I think it'll actually be a pretty clean system we have it now, but there'll be improvements and kinks in it to iron out, and like expansions to it. But it's a lot of fun so far. Like the powers people have come up with are great. So and it's something
That's
that like grows as you level up too. So like you keep leveling up, you get signature PowerPoints, and every time you level up, you get another signature PowerPoint that you get to like spend and mold and grow this signature power and like truly make it your own move.
that sounds awesome. I love just like handing a little bit of like creative license to the
Mm.
players themselves, while providing adequate structure and support for
Yeah.
them to do that.
Yes, it is structured. Like you pick these, the way it works is you pick traits. And so like there's a couple different types of traits, so like whether it's melee or ranged or something that affects yourself, or if it's like an area thing or you target a certain person, or we have like cones and lines. So that's like I think that's the targeting is like the area target, and then the range, and then you have the interaction. So if it's an attack or if it makes the target have to do a check, and then you get to pick all the effects and stuff. So
Hmm.
you can really combine. Literally, you get to combine every aspect of the game into your own signature power. So I'm really excited.
Oh, that's awesome. And that feels like it's just like fits right into the ethos of the whole thing of just like, here's
Mhm.
literally a billion, not quite a billion, but like, yeah, if you do the math, it's actually kind of a billion options. It's like, oh, is
Mhm.
that not enough? Do you want to make your own? Like, cool, here are the tools. I
Right.
love it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So
Um,
that'll be in our first playtest packet.
hmm,
So everyone will get to see that on June 2nd, which I think sounds like this video will come out after that. So people will be able to see that now if they go to the pre-order page, pre-order store.
Sweet. Links down below to Indominant on BackerKit, the YouTube channel, the website, everything's down there. Get your hands on this. And yeah, if you're watching now or in the recent future, the near future, yeah, participate in the playtest process. Talk
Mm-hmm.
to this awesome dude about the game he's making and
Thank
collaborate in a way in the process. Like
you.
it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's an awesome opportunity. Go get you some.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Zarek, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you
Mm-hmm.
spending your time with us. Great times. Appreciate you, bed.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much for
any
having me. Lots of fun.
absolutely. We'll hang out. We'll hang out next time. Maybe I'll get in on that good playtest stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fun.
All right, peace, man. Bye,
Yep.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye.